priority. Oh, here we go. We are in.
Earth team has taken the lead.
Oh man, gonna be a great. Oh, hopefully gonna be a great game. We'll see here. See Beans' ammo, man. I'm expecting that's unfortunately Wookiee's still with the injury, so liking the lineup here. We got Lenny on their normal heavy. Oh, good missile by Slaughter. Kind of see Slaughter assaulting the ramp there, so pushing from second up to third.
Correct.
Earth team is ahead by
What is Wookiee's current
points.
injury? I heard rumors that it might have been an Achilles.
Yeah, it's swollen, so he wasn't able to. I mean, he could put pressure on it, but it was really just the swelling. So, and in this arena, you can't have that at all.
No.
Any swelling of your foot or ankle is awful, as we see.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
St. George get kicked from down the.
Bye. Slaughtermelon off to a pretty good start here. Almost at his first nuke, but if he's not careful, if Cody can drop this first one, it's gonna put him under some real pressure. And he's back.
Space Marine requesting clearance for nuclear
Slaughtermelon's pressure relieving nuke.
Yep. That's unfortunate because heavy. Lenny again down to crit here.
Fire team is behind by 340 points.
Like
it is rough because you can see
get
them.
to his first.
Yeah. He is going to drop to relieve the pressure. The unfortunate part is like you're now downstairs. They're not setting up in the green side. You saw on the bottom right there. They're on the right cubby there. So maybe they feel more comfortable on that side, but we'll see here. Kind of what they do. You notice that Thunder is pressuring them downstairs, so oh man, it's gonna be tough for them to resupply down there. They're gonna have to get lives.
Yesterday, his Thunder.
Yep. See Meds here, not losing a lot of lives either from that nuke.
Jackal not in a super precarious spot. He's on 12 lives. Obviously, you know, you don't want to be that low a quarter into the game. Things could be worse for him. Evo really need to get some resupply here. And hopefully Lenny can as well. I mean, the Sewercuse in total is running pretty low here on lives.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it with the games that get stuck downstairs for some of the teams. It's like as soon as you go down, you gotta resupply efficiently. You gotta set up in the shooting lanes almost immediately.
Yeah.
Again, we've been there. It sucks when you have to do it, but like as a heavy or even like commander, if you're defending, I mean, you are going lower, but it's meant so 3 people can get resupply, maybe even just 2 people getting resupply, and then you take yours last because they'll come up first.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Cody getting lives, like he's struggling to get shots. It seems as well, but I would like for them to shoot up like backside ramp. So like Meds is gonna be on that side. He's gonna be floating somewhere. I mean, honestly, I would love for them to just go up, take Fortress, hang out there for a second, because you're not gonna contend with the 3 hit. The 3 hits are bothering you downstairs.
I think with Slaughtermelon here, Slaughtermelon, he manages to put so much pressure on their backline really early in the game. It's so hard to kind of bounce back from that.
Yeah, and you can see here they are underneath in that box, so you can see box switchback. They're underneath there, getting attacked. You do not want to be at the rock there.
No.
It's so hard to hold. Again, like most of the times, you know, in 2022 when we got kicked downstairs, we immediately just came back up the other side, because it was even difficult for us to sit there and try to, you know, defend either one of those downstairs resupply spots. It got better as the week went on, but definitely more difficult.
Jackal has lost a lot of lives here, sitting at 5 minutes into the game. And Meds hasn't really been touched since you made note of how little lives he'd actually lost off the nuke. So Slaughtermelon's on his second and third nuke here, and here they go. Oh, he dropped it as he was dropping. He missed Cody. That's awesome.
Oh man. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, this one kind of done here early. It's rough because like once you lose that upper hand, like when they get flushed downstairs, like we said, you have to immediately regroup, set up in the firing lanes downstairs. Again, green side underneath so much better than the red side. But yeah, you can tell like they were getting swarmed. They were getting pestered by a scout, so they couldn't get efficient resupply, but then they got swarmed by both 3 hits. And when that happens, like I know you've called it out before, Baden's called it out before in our games. You just immediately is like only the medic upstairs, and then everyone just shoots upstairs, right? Like you basically run away from the 3 hits, and you go upstairs, you set up in fortress or chamber if you feel that one's better, but and then you watch the ramps. You wait for them to come back upstairs and try to get you. You kind of draw them into your team, but you're also doing that because you're like, you can't stay downstairs forever. It just it just doesn't work.
Nah, you got to really make the most of that time that you are downstairs. Like if you're gonna go down there, you have to be so efficient with how many resupplies you guys are getting. Otherwise, you just get caught out and you're in trouble.
Yep. The other thing though is like early in the game we talked about Cody's nuke. I mean, I really would have loved him to get that first. Before Slaughter, because it could have been in a situation where it pushes Slaughter back, where he goes into single digits. You know, maybe he doesn't swarm you guys as much, maybe he counters, but again, you reset the game state versus you know, giving up the entire second and third floor and you head downstairs to your death.
Yeah, and obviously oh, it was a new cancel. Guts. Obviously, you know, he wouldn't have known that, but I reckon he was probably in that mindset. Okay, I'm there. I need to find a place to nuke and potentially Slaughtermelon just beat him off the jump. But yeah, it's the razor thin margins all week, man. Just little things here and there that potentially have the ability to kind of you know, swing the vote. Russ coming in here with his heat. I don't appreciate that, my friend. Cody's had a good week. I think he's actually had a really good week. Cost a lot of shit by you old people who are at Disneyland. Leave my boy alone.
He did really well yesterday, especially in the pod play. Like you could definitely see he was more comfortable. Like in that commander spot. Again, his height advantage, he's not really fully utilizing that the same way like Dill does and Luke does, but again, it's knowing the angles, knowing where you're at on that second floor. It is difficult to get used to that. So but yeah, he's made leaps and bounds here in Loveland. And you think like if you had a little bit more time for practice, maybe a full second round, you might feel a little bit more comfortable with you know, controlling that second as a commander. If you go that route. Again, commanders, there's multiple ways to play. You know, Slaughter plays very similar to myself and Rusty, and in the point of like you're taking second. We see some commanders go third and come down. It's really choice at that point.
If anyone at Laser, hang on, I'll hold that thought. We'll switch through the game. I'll come back to that thought. Remind me about the step counter.
will too.
Fire team
So
has
yeah,
taken the
heading in
lead.
here. Game 2, a little bit of a switch up for New York here. So Jackal playing commander, getting out of that resupply.
Oh my
Beans is
goodness.
medic.
Taken the
You
lead.
never want to see that. But I mean, if it works, it works, man.
It kind of feels like a not a white flag, but it feels like they are going into this with you know, lower expectations than maybe the first game. Unless they're finding that like
Yeah,
some of those old boys are really struggling.
Team has taken the lead.
yeah. It also like once you have that big of a deficit, you kind of you take the loss and you just move down, right? But you also give your chance for your players to get a little bit of a breather.
That's true.
It's like, yo, let's switch up positions, you know. Let's see what happens. But yeah, if it ends up working out, you know, like, hey, maybe I can take this down, you know, to the losers bracket and maybe switch the comp up a little bit.
Yeah.
But Beans, though, you're seeing like doing pretty good this game.
Green team.
They have Thunder as commander.
Yeah,
Green also switching up.
Green switching it up. So I wonder if that's something that they talked about beforehand. They're like, you know what, we're not playing in regular spots. And they're like, okay, we won't either. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I wonder if it was a mutual random draw handshake.
I mean, that's a bold move when you're in the you know, finals brackets. You see the boys there hanging out on the red ramp all the way out in the open, not even bothering to duck down until just then.
Yeah, we'll see.
Either.
Yeah, Beans losing a couple lives there just because they're resupplying on the bottom ramp. It looks like they're attempting to totem pole on the ramp, honestly. Yeah. They have anyone that comes by get shotting twice, at least with the resupply sitting there staggered like that.
Yeah. Interesting to see if Jack
definitely interesting. Oh man. I have a feeling someone's gonna come over to Big Box and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
There's so many points here. Thank you.
Yep.
Jackal might be looking to get to that 40 special mark before dropping 2 in a row.
Yep.
I'd like to see Meds maybe get some lives here. Otherwise, he could potentially get himself caught out. King Fox is in a very similar position, especially if Thunder looks to drop his first nuke. Beans down to 15 lives. Slaughtermelon has finally taken life damage. So they finally got through. Med's the brick wall. Fox really needs to get some resupply. I would hate to see him die out in this. It would be a wasted opportunity for him to get out and do something different.
Switching to full auto.
Missile away.
Slaughtermelon out here getting resets.
Do it.
Semi-battle medic mode.
Do it.
Jackal rounding that corner of 30 special points. And he drops.
See if it goes off.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of kind of dropping halfway to your next nuke, you know?
Yeah. Same. I think like maybe you're a little bit overcommitted. You're like hey, you're very ambitious, right?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna get there. And then when you kind of stall out, you're like, oh, I should probably nuke my team.
Yeah. Team might need me to nuke a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going for the second one, it's a hard commit. Like it's like, you know what, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But you usually see something in the game that tells you like, okay, you know, they're scattered. I can definitely pick some people off, get some easy like specials.
Yeah.
But not the case there. Just kind of like, hey, you would have liked to see it more now, as he's kind of like, you know, ramping very quickly up to the second one. But...
Yeah. Thunder here is going to get to his second. It'd be interesting to see him chain a couple together.
Yeah, second with no bases too. So
yeah.
Definitely good there. He is going to go back for resupply really quick. So he may attempt to do the 2 or maybe even go for 3.
Might drop there. Oh, there he is. He's got to 40, and he's taking a reset. Great work.
Yep. And unfortunately, Bean's getting tagged everywhere.
He's gonna get knocked out here if Thunder ends up dropping.
Yep.
Party time.
Yeah. Also ate that missile there, so.
Is Chamber being ignored this game?
Yeah, they're just having fun.
I can't tell, actually. I can't tell. There should be some referees there, and there isn't. So it's possible that camera's frozen. But we'll be able to check once somebody runs past. We'll have a look. Most of the action seems to be taking place downstairs, so.
Yeah, I think Green, it's a guess, but I believe Green is in an actual Green base resupplying.
Wow. Why would they do that to the spectators? That's not very nice.
It's like, you know what, we don't want to be on camera for this game. Yeah, you see all of them coming out of there. So yeah, they were definitely in Green base. They're setting the backtrack.
Yeah.
Fire team has taken the lead.
Let's see a single ref in the arena, just observers.
Yeah, true.
Could be the case. They could have forfeited, and you know, the second match decided, hey, we'll give the game. Let's have to play a fun game. Like I said, kind of handshake, random draw.
I don't like that. If you're gonna play the game and expend the energy, then don't forfeit. Just whatever. Such an old man.
So then it's like, it's an outdated opinion. But no, I think like it also kind of depends. I mean, you know, you have a long day ahead of you.
True.
It's like, do you save the energy and do that? But also, I mean, I would have loved to still kept the positions and really still work towards you know, that upset in the losers bracket. Like you're gonna have to play, you're gonna have to play one of these strong teams, you know, to continue the march in losers. So
if the goal here is to save energy, then don't play the game. Like forfeit the game and move on, especially given the time constraints. But you know, the flip side of that is we love to play laser tag, like regardless. So you know, I understand why they want to play. Just I don't know.
Yeah, big man. Get off my lawn, kids. But no, it's also on the flip side, you get a chance for some of your resupply players to come out and have a fun game. Especially like the game went so bad for Syracuse, unfortunately. Like you're looking at that probably 20K, you know, deficit. You're like, well, even if we have a miracle second game, are we going to make up 20,000 points?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really tough because if you play a crazy game and you get it to go to time, and it's like, well, points don't matter anymore. So like, you know, the 2 salvage points aren't going to make a difference unless we're beating them, knock out their heavy early or commander early or something. But again, you never know. That's happened to so many teams before. You know, in finals, you have like a horrible situation happen, and you know, a powerhouse team ends up getting knocked out, or a switch happens. But still good for the guys though. Like you're still in the game, you're still having fun. Hopefully, still going through the motions. Yeah, hopefully. I say that with like, you hate to rage in a fun game.
Can someone confirm this was downstairs only with ramps? It kind of seems like that because nobody went upstairs, and can confirm that the chamber camera isn't frozen. We saw whoever that observer was walk up there and walk around. It's just nobody's going up there. So yeah,
I will. I will throw this on the stream. I know a few of you guys have messaged me asking me a bunch of things. I will get to those messages as soon as possible during a break. So El Diablo did see your message. His was super important. It was talking about kind of the European tournament scene and kind of what they're aiming for. So I'm not ignoring you. I definitely read all of it. I think it's huge. I love it. Rusty will probably love it too, hearing that. So yeah, definitely hopeful for that. And then Slaughter, I haven't forgot about you either. I know I had this big long message typed up and I forgot to send it, but I'll send it to him after this so he has a break, he can read it. And then a few of you that have reached out saying, hey, what's up, how's this, how's casting, all that, I will respond to you at the earliest possible time.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one trying to juggle stuff we're finding, especially this morning. This morning has been a little bit of a struggle.
Yep.
But you know, it is what it is. We're back.
Yeah, I woke up and it's like I woke up and I was like, I have 15 messages. I'm like, I am not I'm not in the right state of mind to answer any of these. Most of them were just fun though, like awesome job, amazing job, stuff like that. So I definitely appreciate the kind words everyone in the chat that have been sending me messages. And also definitely love the fact that you love our stream, our commentary, us together doing this. So
It makes us feel
we definitely love it. So we love that you guys love it as well.
yeah.